Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. We are kicking off the month of July, and our June was nothing short of hectic. We really started the month off poorly, and we responded in a big way, making a couple big-time moves, including acquiring Shed Lawn from the Seattle Mariners and Tristan McKenzie from Cleveland. It appears that those moves have helped us out because we went on an 8-game winning streak after those trades, and we played really strong baseball to round out the month of June. Tristan McKenzie and Shed Lawn individually both played pretty well, particularly Lawn, and then we also made a few moves within the organization, including calling up Carmen Sixto, who's also been on a tear. Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows last episode. We did lose Ryan Mountcastle to a torn MCL. He is done for the year, which really sucks. But other than that, things seem to be going in a positive direction right now for our Orioles as we start the second half of the season. Currently in first place of a competitive AL East with everybody except for Tampa Bay really in the race. Not a whole lot to talk about statistically other than German Marquez's season continues to be even more historic by the day. And because of that, I really wanted to pitch with Marquez in this one. I do want to talk about the All-Star voting real quick because that's going to be in the next episode. So Marquez is first for AL starting pitchers. What a surprise. Edwin Diaz is first for relievers. Adley Rutschman second for closers, but he's right behind Yasmani Grandal. We got Luis St. John right in the mix in the outfield. He has 13 stolen bases this year. That's kind of a lot. Nick Castellanos is currently second for right fielders, so if all holds up, we're probably going to have 4 or 5 All-Stars, depending on if Luis St. John makes it. So we already played against the Marlins last episode, so I wanted to play against Boston. I wanted to pitch with German Marquez, as I said. So we're going to simulate this 2-game stretch against the Marlins. During that stretch, the Rays traded Randy Arozarena in division to the Toronto Blue Jays. So Toronto gets even stronger with Randy, who's been raking this year, and the Rays got a really good prospect in Francisco Alvarez. So, of course, we go 0-2 in that span, starting our 3-game set at Fenway against the Boston Red Sox. I'm sorry, I won't do a Boston accent again. I hope you didn't totally hate that. But not a great start to the month of July, getting swept to a pedestrian Marlins squad. Hopefully, the start of this month is not like the start of June, where everything completely falls off the train tracks. We get to see 2 aces in this one. German Marquez for Baltimore, Chris Sale for Boston. Even though Chris Sale's not getting any younger, he's still got a lot of juice left in the tank. Here's a look at both lineups, regular starters for the most part for both sides, as we take a look at the lefty, Chris Sale, who's getting up there in age, but still pitching at a really high level. 2.97 ERA, 1.11 whip, 109 strikeouts in 109 innings. Pretty darn good stuff for Sale, who, of course, recently had Tommy John surgery a couple years ago. Here's the rookie, Carmen Sixto, with an early single. I know it's been a small sample size, but this kid can play. Really, really good young player, and he has been on a tear since he was called up. That'll bring up Luis St. John, who hits this ball high and pretty deep into right center field. Back at the track, it's gone. 2-run blast for Luis St. John, his 20th home run of the season. It seems like how St. John plays depict how the team plays. Whenever he's slumping, the team is struggling. Whenever he's doing really well, like he is now, the team plays good baseball. So it seems like Luis St. John is very valuable and very important to this squad, and has had some ups and downs here in his second season, but overall has had a positive campaign. Nick Castellanos now with a single into center. Arguably Baltimore's best batter. Actually, I wouldn't even say arguably. I think it's kind of a fact. He's been the Orioles' best hitter this season. That'll bring up Adley Rutschman, the young catcher, trying to start in his 3rd straight All-Star game, as that one's going to drop into right center field for extra bases. Rutschman is safe at second. Castellanos will slide to third safely. And the Orioles' offense has completely exploded to start this game. 2 quick runs, 2 more runners, and still only 1 out. Max Muncy hits this one fairly high. That one goes into deep center. It will be caught by Alex Verdugo, but Castellanos will be able to score somewhat easily. Rutschman advances to third, and the Baltimore Orioles will make it a 3-0 ball game. Will that conclude the inning, or are the Orioles going to do some more damage? It's going to be the latter. Jalen Miller singles into right, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game, and Baltimore just continues to hit the ball extremely well. And it looks like Shed Lawn is going to try to continue the fun here in the second. as Long crushes that one into right center. That'll go for a home run. His 9th of the season, 5th as an Oriole. What a good trade that has been so far. And Baltimore's offense is killing it right now. I don't even know if they're going to need all this run support with how German Marquez has pitched so far this season. Arguably the best starting pitcher in baseball. But the Red Sox offense is not going to make it easy for him. Early in the second inning, it looks like they're going to get a double off the side of the green monster. So with no away, they get a runner in scoring position. That was the big free agent signing, Rhys Hoskins, who signed for a lot of money this offseason from the Philadelphia Phillies. 2 away now. Can Boston drive in the run as that one is hit high and pretty deep in the left? And Elliot Ramos will barely make the play. Trying to give us a heart attack out there. Jeez, dude, I thought he was going to drop it. On to the third inning now. Runner on, 1 away for Max Muncy. Singles into left. And this has just been an utter disaster of a start for Chris Sale, who has looked lost out there. And because of that, Boston's going to make a pitching change as Connor Seabold is now in for the Red Sox. His first batter is the second baseman, Jalen Miller, who already drove in a run today. Going to try to get another one here as that one goes into the right center gap, and it's going to drop. And that one's going to go over the fence for a ground rule double. Another run scores, and it's now a 6-0 game. So now that'll bring up Anthony Rizzo with a moonshot in the right. And the Orioles have completely burst onto the scene here in Fenway. A 9-0 lead for the O's. Rizzo with his 15th home run of the season. My goodness, what an offensive display by the Baltimore Orioles in this game. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Boston is going to try to answer as that one goes off the top of the monster. And Elliot Ramos, what is he doing out there in left? You know it's bad when Louis St. John makes you look like a bad defender because LSJ is not great with the glove either. Boston going to try to drive the runner in, and they will do so easily. That one will go over the green monster for a 2-run shot, and it's now 9-2. Will Myers with his 15th home run of the season. Will Myers has been great for Boston this year, hitting around .330, really hitting the ball well. Xander Bogaerts wants to keep the fun going. That goes off the tippy top of the monster. Again, what is Elliot Ramos doing out there in left? I get that's not his natural position, but I mean, with how bad he's been offensively, he has to show something on the defensive side of the field, right? Inning does come to a close. Brian Reynolds will take a big swing and a miss. Good inning, though, for Boston. They do drive in 2, but they are still down by 7. Top of the 4th, Louis St. John up with 1 on, nobody out. Grounds that one to third for a 6-4-3 double play. Good defense by the Boston infield. And maybe the pitching change with Connor Seabold in the game can propel Boston a little bit. Castellanos 3-2 takes a big cut. Swinging way too early on the curveball. That one was right down the middle, though. Now we go to the bottom of the 4th. See if German Marquez can still pitch at a high level as Verdugo hits that one into left, and Elliot Ramos completely drops it. I mean, this is just getting bad at this point. Ramos is not doing well offensively today. He's been a disaster defensively, and the Orioles are going to respond. They are going to take him out of the game and replace him with Heston Kjerstad. This has to be loud and clear to Elliot Ramos that, dude, you got to play better or you're going to be on the bench. Nice strikeout there by Marquez on the following batter after that little piece of drama. Thankfully, a runner would not score thanks to a poor defense. As we go to the 5th, what a catch out and left. I'm sure Elliot Ramos would not have made that play. But a great grab by J.D. Martinez, another guy not known for his glove, still making the grab. Top 6, 9-2, still your score. It's Carmen Sixto with another base hit, and that's all he's done since he's been called up to the big leagues is get hits. This guy can clearly swing the bat. Maybe the Orioles made a mistake by not calling him up earlier, but hey, at least he's here in the show now. That'll bring up Louis St. John. Nice play defensively by Connor Seabold. If this is it for Seabold's evening, you got to give him a lot of credit because he pitched fairly well. Had a rough 3rd inning, allowed the big homer to Rizzo. But other than that, he has blanked the Orioles' offense the past few innings. Bottom 6, German Marquez still in the ball game as Xander Bogaerts lines that one past the glove of Max Muncy for a hit. And you see how Heston Kjerstad fielded that cleanly? He fielded that so quickly that Bogaerts stayed at first. Textbook good defense there for the Orioles. And you know what? That almost turned into a double play. But that's not going to be the case because Max Muncy's glove decided not to work there, and instead, Reynolds will reach base. 2 on now. A grounder over to Muncy, who will field it cleanly. and the inning does come to a close. So a very chaotic bottom of the sixth, but if the Red Sox don't score anybody, that'll probably end German Marquez's day. Another quality start for Marquez. The Red Sox make a pitching change as well. Marcus Walden is in as he faces off against Adley Rutschman. And this one is clobbered into right center. I don't think this one's going to return to the ballpark, and it will not. Solo shot for Adley Rutschman, and Baltimore is back on the board for the first time since inning number 3. Rutschman with his 12th home run of the season, trying to build his case to be the all-star starter at catcher again over Yasmani Grandal. And then Jalen Miller with a bomb over the Green Monster. Another home run here for the Orioles, and they will make it 11-2. Miller was his 9th, and the Orioles have now remembered how to hit again. They stopped for a few innings, but now it seems like this high-octane offense is back, and Walden's not even going to make it out of the inning. Carl Edwards Jr. is in. His first batter is Anthony Rizzo, who pegs one into right. 3 of Baltimore's past 4 batters have all gone yard, including back-to-back home runs for Miller and Rizzo, who is now up to 16 on the year. How many homers do the Orioles have today? Like 6? It's a very big number. Adrian Marijon is in to finish off the deal. Just trying to have 3 solid innings to end the game. And look at Max Muncy at the hot corner, trying to make up for his poor defense earlier in the game. We're going to transition all the way to the 9th. Still 12-2. Really not anything interesting has happened. But Boston is going to get a last-second home run. Maybe they can start a 2-out rally. All they need is 9 now. Hernandez with his 11th home run of the season. We'll see if Baltimore can finish this one off cleanly or if Boston tries to make it competitive. And it will not be the latter that time as it's a fly out to right. Castellanos makes the play. Really strong win here for the Orioles. 12-3. Getting some momentum here in the month of July because Lord knows we needed it after getting swept by the Miami Marlins. This was quite frankly one of the best offensive games all year. We were slugging the baseball. We had 6 home runs, 2 for Rizzo, 1 for Rutschman, St. John, Lawn, and Miller. German Marquez pitched well. Marijon finished it off. Overall, every aspect of the game was good for us. Our bats, our starting pitching, our bullpen. The defense, not so much. Looking at you, Elliot Ramos. But other than that, overall, a really strong win and a good way to start the series. So we're going to simulate these next 2 games, get into the Kansas City series. I wanted to pitch with Corbin Burnes, so we're going to look at that second game. And we have another big trade. Spencer Torkelson to the Giants for a pack of nothing. As a Tigers fan, I am losing brain cells looking at this, especially considering the Tigers have been really good this year. Sean Murphy being shopped in division. He goes from the Athletics to the Angels. Seems like the Angels are finally going to contend now that Shohei Ohtani is gone. The Rays want to offer as a trade a divisional rival. It seems like they're really trying to tank, and it's a really interesting one. They want to give us an A potential outfield prospect in Kendall Juiste for Kobe Mayo and Gerald Fabregas. And I actually thought about this one for a little bit. I said no, but I'm going to keep that one in the memory bank because I do like it. We ended up losing the next 2 games against Boston. That's not fun. Going to simulate this first game against the 26-win Royals, and we lose. So clearly we're having another really bad start to the month, just like June. Like, what's the deal? You can't be losing to the Kansas City Royals. So now the Orioles have to get a win here. Now at a record of 50-35, not playing good baseball to start the month of July. Mixing up the lineup card a little bit, including Heston Kjerstad hitting leadoff. His batting average is at .327. He has hit the ball exceptionally well since returning from his injury. And he started the year off really hot, and he has not cooled off. So here's Corbin Burnes. His ERA is a little bit high, but I think he's pitched really well this season. And we'll see what he can do against a pretty bad Kansas City Royals lineup as he opens things up with a strikeout on Jonathan Villar. Good start to the inning for Burnes as we go to the bottom half of the inning. J.C. Cloney is in for the Royals, the lefty. 4.89 ERA, 1.63 whip. Not a lot has gone right for him this year, but you can really say that about the entire Royal squad. Here is Nick Castellanos hitting second in this one. He usually hits cleanup. He's going to go down looking, and then Louis St. John, he's going to take a big swing and a miss at an off-speed curveball. We're going to transition now to the bottom of the third. Both pitchers are pitching out of their mind throughout the past couple of innings, but nothing really notable happened as the Orioles get their first base runner of the day, and it's Elliot Ramos. I hate to drag on him because he's one of my favorite players on the team, but Ramos has obviously had a rough year. Good to see him getting on base there, but I'm happy he had a good minor league stint, but since he got called back up, he still hasn't really been playing well. Heston Kjerstad then rips a single into right, so maybe the offense is starting to do something. Nick Castellanos now. That one's going to go off the wall in right center. Ramos will score. Kjerstad going to try to score as well. The throw is in time. They gun him down. But Baltimore does drive in one thanks to a nice single, they're going to call it, by Nick Castellanos. Let's go to the top of the fourth inning now. Corbin Burnes pitching an absolute gem. Another strikeout. This one is on Adam Duvall, who swings and misses a lot. Duvall is more of your traditional power hitter, swing for the fences. He does that darn well, but his contact is not great. The following batter, Ryan O'Hearn, would also strike out. Corbin Burnes is just wheeling and dealing into the fifth. Not much is different. That's Hunter Dozier who goes down looking, and Corbin Burnes is dominating through five. Into the bottom half of the inning, this is Shed Lawn, little lefty-on-lefty crime. Lawn is still hitting really well. He was playing very exceptional in a small sample size with Seattle, and I'm really encouraged to see in a larger sample size, he's still playing really good baseball. Heston Kjerstad going to try to drive them in, but that does not look like it's going to happen. Weak fly out over to third. It will be caught. J.C. Cloney has pitched 5 really good innings. He's gotten 0 run support, but he's pitched 5 darn good innings. On to the 6th. Another strikeout. Jonathan the Art goes down looking, and Corbin Burnes is just having his way with these Kansas City batters. Here is Bobby Witt Jr., the top prospect, grounds that to short. That should have ended the inning, but Jalen Miller bobbles it. So that's going to be an error against Miller, a newfound opportunity for Kansas City. They're going to try to capitalize. Bobby Witt will steal second. Now there's a runner in scoring position, and a single for Jorge Soler will drive in a run. But who needs singles when you've got Jorge Soler power? That one's going to be close. If it track at the wall, it's gone. 2-run blast for Jorge Soler, and the Kansas City Royals will take the lead on the struggling Orioles. These runs will not go against Corbin Burnes thanks to the Jalen Miller error, and had it not been for the error, it would still be 1-0. Elliot Ramos still cannot play defense in this game for whatever reason. The Royals are going to get another double. I thought there was a chance Burnes was going to go all the way, but now he's having a little bit of trouble staying in the game. That was Duvall with the double. Ryan O'Hearn now going to ground this one to short. Jalen Miller makes up for his mistake, but a costly one as he will directly allow 2 runs to score. Bottom 6, it's Nick Castellanos up at the plate with a mammoth shot into center. That one looks like it's gone, and it is. What bad thing happened today? Clearly something did, as Nick Castellanos goes yard, his 20th of the year, and the Baltimore Orioles will tie the game up at 2. That is going to bring up Max Muncy now, the following batter. We'll see if the Orioles can start to get a rally going, and I suppose that's going to be helpful. Muncy hits a single into right center field. The Orioles have another base runner. Max Muncy's obviously had a down year, but I will say the past month or so, he has hit the ball a lot better. His average has gone up quite a bit. The power's gone up quite a bit. Cloney will be taken out of the game after that. He pitched quite well, and now it's Jacob Junis in for the Royals as Adley Rutschman lines this one into right field. That one's going to go off the tippy top of the wall. Double for Rutschman. The runner is going to hold up at third. So now the Orioles have a pair of runners in scoring position, 2 outs. A major opportunity for Jalen Miller, who is not at a great game today. Going to try to make up for his mistake, and he will. Miller singles into center. 1 run scores. Rutschman following suit. A 2-run single for Jalen Miller. Way to make up for your mistake, kiddo. A huge clutch hit for Miller. That'll now bring up Shed Lawn, trying to keep the fun going. Lawn hits this one into center. That's going to go for a hit. Miller thought about third, but that would have been a pretty bad decision. So he holds up at second. 2-1 again. 2 out for Elliot Ramos. And he's going to weakly pop out to first. Still a good inning, though. The Orioles score 3. Nick Castellanos goes yard. Jalen Miller gets a big hit. And the Orioles are back up by 2 here going into the 7th. The rookie Julian Starnes is in for Baltimore. He's been up and down so far in his first major league season, which I guess is to be expected. Hopefully he can have a nice outing here, facing off against Salvador Perez, still one of the best catchers in the game. Takes a big swing and a miss. Starnes would go down the order 1, 2, 3. Hector Perez is in for Kansas City here in the bottom half of the inning, facing off against Nick Castellanos, who took one deep in the previous inning, and this one might do it again. Mejia at the track, at the wall, it's gone. With Nick Castellanos having a multi-home run game, clearly something really bad happened today. God damn it, Nick. For those of you who are uncultured and don't get the joke, it's a meme around the baseball community whenever Nick Castellanos hits a home run that something bad happens in the world. When he hits 2 home runs, then something really bad has to happen. And sure enough, that event happened today. Jordan Hicks is now in for Baltimore here in the top half of the 8th inning. With the Orioles up by 3, Hicks is just trying to have a smooth inning, but it would not really be a smooth start. The Royals have a lot of fast base runners, and they're going to take advantage here, as that is going to be a triple with 2 away. A big hit there for Kansas City. That brings up Jorge Soler, who went deep in his previous at-bat. This one will stay in the ballpark, but it's going to drop for an extra base hit. Soler rounding first, headed to second. Jorge Soler has driven in all 3 of Kansas City's runs today, keeping them in the game. The inning would come to a close as Duvall strikes out, I believe, for a 3rd time. Not a great inning for Hicks, but I suppose it could have been worse. Runner on first here for Jalen Miller in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if Miller can get another base hit. And he will. It's going to be a single into right. Rutschman will slide over to 3rd. So now there are runners on the corners with just 1 away. A nice opportunity for Elliot Ramos. Going to try to get his 2nd base hit of the game, and it looks like he will. Single into left. The outfielder's unable to make the catch. Miller slides over to 3rd. Again, there are runners on the corners, but now it is a 6-3 game, and Elliot Ramos is pretty fired up. Good to see him not really losing his confidence. If nothing else, at least he still is that. So that'll bring up Heston Kjerstad, and this one is out of here. Heston Kjerstad continues to slug the baseball, his 10th home run of the season. This guy was not in the lineup until late May, and he has just been unreal for this team. Hideki Asuncion is here in the 9th, going to try to finish the game off, but it wouldn't be necessarily smooth sailing. Even though it's a 6-run game and Baltimore appears to have it in the bag, Hunter Dozier wants to leave a mark, as that's going to be a triple. So not only does Kansas City drive in a run, but they've got another one 90 feet away from home. That'll bring up the young outfielder Kyle Isbell, who grounds this one to 3rd. Max Muncy's going to get the out at first, barely, but a run scores, and it is now a 5-9 game. That'll bring up another young outfielder, Eric Pena. He goes down looking at the fastball. That's how this game ends. Another strong win for the Orioles by the final score of 9-5. In the 2 games we played today, we scored a combined total of 21 runs. 12 in the first game, 9 in the second game. That's a lot of runs. Our offense really played well. Kansas City hit the ball better as the game went on, but their offense wasn't phenomenal. 5 runs, 7 hits. Nobody was really impressive other than Jorge Soler. I thought J.C. Cloney had a really good start, but their bullpen was really just not good. We scored in the final 4 innings that we got at bats in. Castellanos of a multi-home run game. He was very good. So we're going to simulate our next 3 games going into the All-Star break. I'm actually going to simulate just before the final game. So we have another big trade. The Rays are continuing their fire sale as Josh Bell goes to the Padres. The problem is the 3 players the Rays got back are all over 30. So, yeah, MLB The Show trade logic, what is that? John Means returned from his injury. That's cool. He's been out for a little bit over a month. We do have to send somebody down. That somebody is going to be Hideki Asuncion. I don't think he was pitching terribly, but we had to choose somebody. For now, I'm going to keep Means in the bullpen because I like where our starting rotation is at. And in the 3 games we simmed, we went 0-3. So, we went 2-0 in the games that we played today, but in the games we simmed, we went 0-8. We are no longer first place of the division. The Blue Jays are a game ahead of us, and now is there reason to be concerned again? This is just like the month of June, where we were really playing badly. We made a couple of trades to get Tristan McKenzie and Shed Lawn, and all seemed well. However, those 2 moves seem to be a Band-Aid, and clearly, there are bigger problems on the horizon that we need to figure out, because although those 2 picks have been nice, they've been nothing other than a Band-Aid, and the team is back to their old form of a month ago, playing really bad baseball. Luckily, we have the All-Star break to assess where we are, possibly make some moves as we get towards the trade deadline. What do you think we should do? Let me know in the comments. Hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell. Peace out.